Hi, I'm Erinn Westbrook.
And I'm Avan Jogia, and this is Real Works.
Self-image is always tough for teens and adults alike. In Joey Schweitzer's narrative film, Run, he examines ideas of perfection and the dangers of chasing an ideal.
You leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna be late.
Did you have breakfast?
I'll get something on the way.
Come on, I'll make you something.
I'll be fine.
Don't forget your lunch. It's by the door. Happy birthday, honey.
Max, you got a sec?
Happy birthday.
I thought you worked late tonight.
Helene let me out early. Come. I got to Ladybird just 1 minute before it closed.
Well, I have work to do.
Well, it's your birthday. You're just gonna have to relax.
I'll have it later.
Max, please.
I said I'll have it later, okay? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Max? Wait, your lunch.
I'll get my own food.
Please just take this.
God, this is about last night. Just give it a rest
Max,
already.
take your lunch. Take your
Just
lunch.
leave me alone! What's wrong with you?
Just trying to help.
I just didn't drink enough water, that's it. No big deal. Really not a big deal.
Just stop.
Jimmy's parents split up when he was in middle school. The reason surrounding that split has always been an enigma to him and has left him feeling fractured. His film, Multifaceted, looks at those fractures through the eyes of his friends and parents.
One word that comes to mind is definitely eccentric. Jimmy is a very quirky individual.
Jimmy's he's a funny guy. He likes to make people laugh.
I guess from other people's perspective, which is, funny to us, but James can kind of be a jerk to them.
I guess he could be a little mean, especially to people who don't really know him that well, because I guess to strangers he comes off like a...
When I was really little, my mom convinced me that you were making me feel bad. I don't know, she was like, oh, your self-esteem is probably because Jimmy always makes fun of you.
So from an outside perspective, people probably think that Jimmy is, just there for the laughs.
Dramaturgy is a theory that states that the world is a stage and that everyone is an actor playing themselves. How honest you are about who you are is up to you, since people can only see the act you put on for them. Why is there such a gap between the real me and who people see? Most people don't know me, and most people never will. But will they ever truly like me for me? If I am honest.
You need to eat your dinner now.
All right. Since I was young, my mother and I have never really gotten along. Maybe part of the problem was that I thought my family was happy, but my mother had been depressed for years.
It actually took a lot of explaining on my part for him to understand that what he thought was the perfect family really wasn't, and that I had to explain to him that, there wasn't a whole lot of happiness there.
Some people see a lot of signals from someone and some people don't. So it may be that I had to be told in so many words.
His dad used to say that we were happy. So if someone tells you this is what happiness is, then you start to believe it. And his dad actually would say, oh, this is great, everything is wonderful.
Everything wasn't wonderful. My mom wasn't being completely honest with us. She felt unhappy, but I had no idea. When she left my dad and moved out, I was devastated.
I stayed with his father for many, many years. when I necessarily maybe did not want to be with his father.
She'd made a decision, and that was it.
My mom didn't connect with my father and I. We communicated through humor, but she couldn't do that. She hadn't loved my father for 10 years.
We used to fight constantly. Everything that I tried to talk to him about or any type of instruction, it seemed like everything was a struggle, and he used to rebuff me all the time, and it was really hard.
My attitude had always been that, there are compromises. For example, if she wanted things a certain way, I didn't purposely try to make it different, just to be difficult.
But so for my son to observe that and to think, well, that's the way it should be. In other words, you're married, you stay loyal, instead of maybe making choices as to what would be best for him and what would make him happy.
How do you think the separation affected Jimmy?
Well, I think he took it pretty well because fortunately it happened when he was, like 16.
I wasn't okay after my parents' separation. It had a large impact on me.
Jimmy isn't always upfront, Sometimes I can see Jimmy puts up like this magical feeling reflection. It's kind of like a force field. It's like.
So when something is wrong, people usually don't really know until he talks about it.
He never really changes his act, I guess.
My father told me at my grandmother's funeral that I shouldn't cry. Men don't cry, and we need to be strong for the family. Ever since then, I haven't been able to express my emotions when I needed to.
Being a parent is a hard thing. And you're never, ever going to get it absolutely right, ever. And all you hope is that everything that you do as a parent is you just try for the best. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. And the only thing I try to do is I just try to do my best. And I hope that he understands that.
Love you. Don't think that I'm just doing this to attack you or anything.
Oh, no, not at all.
Just like Patti Smith, mellow when you want, loud when you want.
But when do you know if you want to be loud or mellow?
Trust me, you'll know.
And her name will be Laurel. And she'll be here.
What else should I bring?
I don't know. Isn't college thing where you leave everything behind?
I should bring my guitar. Alex?
I just want to know why you got really worked up over that. He was just like, he sounds like one. No, things are just different. Okay, no, don't say that. Things aren't different, okay? Look, James isn't your friend. I'm your friend. And real friends don't ever leave. Real friends exist to see you.
Where were you?
I was with someone.
I have a name, you know.
Doing what?
We were meditating.
Remember, you promised to help me pack the car tomorrow. Help, alright?
Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Pour some sugar on me. Come on, fire me up. Pour some sugar on me. Alex?
Yeah.
Alex, don't cry.
He's leaving.
I have an idea.
Alex, you see my keys? I can't seem to find them.
No, I haven't seen them. Sorry.
I gotta get going before I get stuck in the dorm.
You won't be going anywhere without these.
When will it be enough, Laurel?
We're not done just yet.
You got it, man?
Yeah. Thank God, you saved my life. $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Alex! Alex, come on, do it! Ah!
What are you doing here?
It's not forever, man. It's not forever. It's you and me, Alex. Although you may be alone sometimes, you're never actually alone. You know what you have to be?
Loud when I want, mellow when I want.
Hello everyone, my name is Giovanni Bissono, and the name of my film is Her Name Was Laurel.
And her name will be Laurel. And she'll be here.
This film follows a young boy named Alex who finds a struggle where he's either leaning on his older brother James or his imaginary friend Laurel. The reason for this is that he cannot find his own person and he doesn't know how to rely on himself. After I finished writing my script, storyboarding was a little bit difficult for me. I didn't know whether or not I should just write it all in an Excel document and put what type of shots I want, or should I just go into like the more visual type of way and just write in my notebook and show what I want to see. And I did a little bit of both, and what ended up happening was that on set, I was with a more experienced DP, and so I was able to rely on my friend Joey Schweitzer to really help me and pretty much carry me into like what would be good options for how to develop my story.
You won't be going anywhere without these.
From there on, I went into casting. I knew a few friends from my old high school, St. Agnes, and a freshman actually came up to me one day when I was on set of another project, and he asked me, "Hey, what are you shooting?" And I was like, "I'm shooting a football game right now." And he was like, "Cool, take down my contact info." And then 3 months later, I'm making this project and I'm casting. I was like, "I'll use him." And so we used Emmanuel. And then for the third and last actor, which is Sanjita,
Pour some sugar on me.
she just came from RealWorks. She was one of the students from the past labs, and she came and she did great. And that was the whole casting process for me. And later onto post-production, Steffi Churng and Patricia Henry lended a huge hand in making so many different changes and rough cuts, and ultimately getting me to the point where I am happy with this project. I am satisfied with all the changes I've made and being happy with all this project that I've worked for so many months for.
Scene 12, take 3.
And action.
Thanks for joining us.
Tune in next time for RealWorks.